Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to talk about how a handful of visionaries managed to turn lines of digital code into actual, real-world billions. We're going to dig into the stories of the top crypto billionaires and see exactly what strategies they used to win big. So, for years, right, everyone was debating this very question. Was Bitcoin just a fleeting trend, maybe even a scam, or was it the actual future of money? While most of us were just asking those questions, a pretty small group of people, well, they saw a massive opportunity. And they didn't just dip their toes in, they made a multi-billion-dollar bet. And for these 10 individuals, that bet paid off in a way that's almost hard to believe. They literally turned code into unprecedented wealth. So, you ready? Let's dive right in and count down the top 10 crypto billionaires of 2021. We're going to see exactly how they did it. All right, first up, we're going to look at the Pathfinders. These are the early movers, the folks who had the vision to get in way before crypto was all over the news. These are the trailblazers. Okay, kicking off our list at number 10, we've got Tim Draper. Now, Tim's a well-known venture capitalist out of Silicon Valley, but he's on this list for making what is truly one of the most legendary Bitcoin buys in history. Seriously, this story is wild. So check this out. We're talking 2014. Draper buys almost 30,000 Bitcoins. But where did he get them? From a U.S. Marshals auction. These were assets seized from the infamous Silk Road marketplace. And the price he paid? Just $632 a coin. I mean, can you imagine? What an incredible bet. It obviously paid off massively. Coming in at number 9, we have Jed McCaleb. This guy is a true serial crypto pioneer. I mean, think about it. Most people would be thrilled to be part of just one successful project. McCaleb, he had a hand in creating 3 huge ones. The infamous early exchange Mt. Gox, the payments protocol Ripple, and then, he went off and started his own thing, Stellar. Next up, at number 8, is Barry Silbert. He saw a totally different problem that needed solving. How do you get traditional investors, the Wall Street types, into crypto? His solution was Grayscale. It basically became the world's biggest digital asset manager by holding billions in crypto for them. He built this super important bridge between the old financial world and the new one. All right, occupying the number 7 and 6 spots, we've got a very famous duo. Yeah, the Winklevoss twins, Cameron and Tyler. You probably remember them from that Facebook movie, The Social Network, right? Well, let me tell you, their second act in the world of crypto is, you could argue, even more incredible. Their playbook was just so bold. Think about it. They get that $65 million settlement from the Facebook lawsuit. They could have just played it safe, right? Nope. They went all in on Bitcoin, snapping up over 70,000 coins. And they didn't stop there. They didn't just want to be investors. They leveled up and built their very own regulated crypto exchange, Gemini. Okay, we're moving into the top half of the list now, and this is where things get really, really big. We're talking about the Titans. These aren't just investors. These are the founders who built the absolute largest crypto empires on the entire planet. And at number 5, we have Changpeng Zhao, but everyone just calls him CZ. And his story is famous because he took what is probably one of the biggest personal risks you can possibly imagine, especially back in the early days of crypto.
Look, if you want to understand CZ's level of conviction, you just need to know one thing. He sold his apartment in Shanghai to go all in on Bitcoin. That's it. With that money, he launched the Binance exchange in 2017. And get this, in just 180 days, it became the #1 exchange in the world. Just wow.
Number 4 is Michael Saylor. Now, he's a CEO who did something absolutely no one else was daring to do at the time. He took his publicly traded software company, MicroStrategy, and started converting its corporate cash into Bitcoin. He basically turned his company into a way for stock market investors to get exposure to crypto. And that huge number you're seeing, $650 million, that is how much his company borrowed in late 2020. And for what? For the one and only purpose of buying more Bitcoin. I mean, that's a move that sent a shockwave through the entire corporate world. Everyone was put on notice.
Cracking the top 3 is Chris Larsen, the co-founder of Ripple, and his goal was, well, it was incredibly ambitious. He wanted to completely revolutionize international payments. You know how slow and expensive it can be to send money overseas? He wanted to use the XRP ledger to make those transfers instant and basically free, a massive challenge to the old-school banking system.
Our runner-up at number 2 is Sam Bankman-Fried. He was really the prodigy of the crypto world.
He hit the ground running, first founding a quant trading firm called Alameda Research, and then he launched the exchange that just exploded in popularity, FTX. And the craziest part? He became a multi-billionaire before he was even 30 years old. And finally, claiming the #1 spot on our list is Brian Armstrong. Now, he was a former software engineer at Airbnb, but he saw the potential of crypto way, way early on. So he co-founded the exchange giant that, for many people, was their first entry point into crypto, the one and only Coinbase. But see, his success wasn't just about building a place to trade. It was driven by this huge mission. He wanted to create more economic freedom, a simple on-ramp for literally everyone to get into a new global financial system. And that powerful vision, that's what connected with millions of people and really fueled Coinbase's insane growth. So when you look back at all these stories, a few really clear themes start to pop up, right? You start to see a pattern in how these massive fortunes were actually built. Yeah, being an early investor was definitely important, no doubt about it. But the greatest wealth, the truly massive fortunes, they came from something much bigger, building the infrastructure. You see, the titans on this list, they didn't just bet on the future, they built it. They built the foundational pillars, the exchanges, the asset managers, the payment systems. They built the whole new crypto economy. So in the end, all these fortunes were built on just two things: lines of computer code and just absolute unwavering conviction. Which really leaves us with one big question, doesn't it? Who's going to be next to completely redefine wealth? And what new technology are they going to use to do it?